Sometimes it's easy just to go onto the tactics screen, in possession, in transition, out of possession, and just click all the boxes because you think you need to. But do you have to? Let's have a look. In possession, for example, so if you look at my team there, I've got a couple of wing backs. Now, wing backs will naturally overlap without even telling them. They'll overlap. If I go to the in possession screen, you'll see the overlap right and overlap left. You'll get this quite a lot where people will select both, which is totally fine. But what it means is, it doesn't mean that you'll instruct your wing backs to overlap. What it means is the players here who get the ball will look for that player when he's overlapping. So rather than, for example, my deep line playmaker here, rather than him looking infield, if I've got overlap right on like I do there, he's going to try and find the ball into that gap there. If overlap right wasn't selected, it'd mean that he wouldn't concentrate so much on that side, but he'd just have a more broad outlook on the pitch. I'm overlapping right because my right fullback is great doing it, and I want to expose that side of the pitch. If I've got it unselected, he'll still pick them out when we're overlapping because the wing backs do overlap, but it won't have as much of an emphasis on looking for that ball all the time. He'll spread it out a little bit more. This really does go for all team instructions. Even in the final third, I've got work ball into the box here selected. Instructs players to work hard for the opening, remaining patient. So I'm basically telling my team not to do anything stupid in and around the box, less shooting on sight, less early crosses. I want to work ball into box and make sure we've got an opportunity. If I deselect that, it means the players are more free to express themselves in and around the box. They may try and hit early crosses, they might shoot on sight a bit. But because my team are a possession hungry team, I'm going to have them working the ball into the box because it plays to their strengths. There's nothing wrong with deselecting it and letting the players do what they feels right in that situation. But for me, I want them to play patient and work into the box. But just because the opportunity is there to press each button, you don't need to. On the flip side, I would always argue that your out of possession instructions are a little bit more important to set for your team, because that's going to tell your team how your defensive shape's going to look. It's a little bit less easy to rely on player instructions to do that. So I'd always take the time to set up your out of possession ones, whereas your in possession and your transition ones, then you can be a bit more freestyle on that. You don't have to instruct them to counter press. You don't have to instruct them to counter. If it plays to your strengths, then do so. But don't feel like you have to press every button.